All right, welcome to the 30th broadcast of the T Row Show. I've noticed since we mentioned Islam that many people have been talking about Islam or bringing it to um, their audience's attention, which I think is a good thing. I have an extensive law background, and so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because here's the problem. They've been talking about um, having Sharia law in place. They constantly do it, but you notice that nobody ever writes a legal brief or some kind of declaration that would object to becoming a part of or being under Sharia law. That's a big deal. Um, I've got a few notes here I've been looking at, and I'd like to have this thing. I might go ahead and finish it. I'm not sure, but it really needs to be said. Some of the wording is still I'm still going through. Is all I'm talking about. The declaration is going to be written, and it will be signed. So, and everybody else is welcome to sign it, so that they see that people are not a part of Sharia law and never will be. If you did any study whatsoever, you would absolutely 100% declare Sharia law as basically retarded. That's what I would call it. It's the dumbest law I've ever seen. None of it makes any sense. If you go back and forth, it's just law that was created by little bits and pieces of other law. There's nothing original about it. Muhammad didn't write any original writings. There was no truth in it. There was no, I don't know, what do you call it? There was no uh, inspiration. You don't, in other words, it's all you do this. You have to sit on the toilet and face the north. I mean, seriously, what's that about? It's stupid. It controls every aspect of your life. Well, I call that the same as anyone else would call communism, fascism, or anything of that nature. If you ever heard of this, if you ever read any of it, you would see what it is. And you would be definitely telling these people, you need to get out. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to show you a clip, and short clip. Then I'm going to read you what I've got and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Will probably be the next
running for mayor.
This Democratic socialist will probably be the next mayor of Minneapolis. And socialist Zoran Mondani is likely to be the next mayor of New York City.
We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism.
But they should be apologetic. Socialism always fails.
And so it is that in the heart of the American Midwest, where the rusting skeletons of factories, once symbolizing unyielding industry, pockets of demographic transformation, are quietly reshaping the cultural landscape, inching toward Sharia-compliant majorities that challenge the foundational principles of our republic.
America, the American government, secularism, democracy, capitalism, these are cancers. Non-Muslims are tired of this cancer. They're tired of the American government. They're tired of democracy. They want to see a new way of life. And as Muslims, we have to understand that we have that new way of life.
Take Hamtramck, Michigan, that tiny enclave swallowed by Detroit's sprawl, where census data reveals almost 70% of its 28,000 residents now identify as Muslim, the first and only such city in the United States. It's an all-Muslim city council wielding unanimous power over decisions that echo foreign theocracies rather than the United States Constitution. Just across the line in Dearborn, Michigan, the beating heart of Arab America, over 54% of the 90,000 souls call themselves Muslim, a concentration so dense it accounts for more than half the city's fabric, with mosques towering over streets where calls to prayer mingle with the hum of Ford assembly lines, signaling a trajectory where Sharia's shadow lengthens with every immigrant wave. These aren't isolated anomalies, they're harbingers of a broader shift, fueled by relentless migration and higher birth rates, as Pew projections warn that America's Muslim population, already swelling to 4.5 million, will double to 8.1 million by 2050.
Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel it's quite inappropriate.
You are an Islamophobe, and although you live here, I want you to know, as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city.
Carving deeper enclaves in urban strongholds like Minneapolis, where Somali communities push the metro area's Muslim share toward a robust 2.5% to 3% statewide, with local densities in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood rivaling those overseas outposts of influence.
Mayor of Hamtramck, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Richardson, Texas, Muslim. Vice President of the Minneapolis City Council, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. New York City mayoral candidate, Muslim. Minneapolis mayor candidate, Muslim.
Yet, as these transformations unfold in the quiet corners of Michigan and Minnesota, the federal machinery stirs with countermeasures aimed at fortifying the ramparts against any encroachment of foreign legal shadows. Two Republican lawmakers thrust forth a bold congressional bill, a legislative dagger aimed straight at the heart of Sharia's insidious creep, barring American courts from enforcing any judgment, decree, or arbitration decision rooted in Islamic law or any alien system that dares violate our sacred constitutional rights, a direct rebuke to the creeping normalization of parallel justice systems. And you may recall the Trump administration unleashed Executive Order 14161 on Inauguration Day, an ironclad edict resurrecting the specter of travel restrictions from terror-prone nations, explicitly designed to shield the homeland from the very ideological threats that Sharia embodies.
She is punished and she is stoned to death. And according to the Sharia again, when it comes to women, there must be a hole dug in the earth, in the ground, and she must be covered up to the half of the body.
In the end, it's not about exclusion. It's about preservation that ensure Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. John Bount reporting for Infowars.com.
And there you go. So that being the case, what are you going to do about it? That's the whole thing. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and cover this legally first. All right. And I've got a document here that says, I'm not going to put it on here because I don't want anybody copying it because I'm not finished with it yet. But these are some of the ideas. It is declared that I, blank, hereby declare that I have no adherence, allegiance, or any other thought, prayer, or any other type of allegiance or shahada to Sharia law, Islam, anything to do with Muhammad, Allah, or any other fictional character, nor the Hadith or any of its edicts. It says further, it is declared, if anyone is found to be in allegiance to the Hadith, Muhammad, Allah, identify as a Muslim, who preaches Sharia law, or is found using any of the Christian law against Christians, meaning using the Christians or the followers of the way of the narrow, followers of the narrow, or the way, the truth, and the life. That was a mistake on my part. Acceptance and love against, to advance the barbaric law of Sharia shall not be enforced by anyone, Christians, or followers of the way, the truth, or the life. Further is declared that if anyone who attempts to use the lack of children to attempt to use the majority to enforce Sharia law upon anyone else shall be deported immediately from the United States of America and the United States if the United States still chooses to control the borders and adhere to its constitution. It is further is declared that Sharia law and those that adhere to it is also interpreted as an order to leave the United States to never return. That's just a few of the wordings I have. I haven't finished it yet, but we need to write something of that nature so that they understand that legally, because believe it or not, Muslims are legal. They're not wanted here. And once you get to that point with them, a lot of them will self-deport because they can't force it. No other country, the 55 countries that they've taken over with Sharia none of the citizens, not one, has ever rejected or rebuked or declared that they are not going to be Sharia bound. It's not going to happen. So that's the whole thing right there. You start that movement, you start getting it going, they'll get the idea. I don't care if they have any kind of Dearborn this or Dearborn that. Any kind of military push by them always loses. They always lose. And it looks like Dearborn is going to have some military intervention, and Texas and some others, Minneapolis, are going to have some military force to get them to say, okay, look, you guys, it's wonderful that you're here and you're using the laws and freedoms to get what you want so that we can lose them. They're calling them democratic socialists, which is nothing more than Sharia law. If you'll accept that, then you'll accept Sharia law. And yes, you need to be not afraid, but embarrassed, as the New York mayor incumbent is talking about, embarrassed about being a socialist. Socialism never works. And yes, I know what's going on with Palestine. Everybody does. I don't know of anybody that agrees with it. I don't know if what the Jews are going to do tomorrow is going to change any of that, change about their beliefs. They appear to be trying to summons our Father in heaven or their Messiah, and I don't think it's who they believe it is. That's just what I'm looking at. So just to let you know, this may come as a whisper, but it's going to be at the roar of a lion soon. That Muslims, there's no Islamophobia. That they created that out of thin air. There never was before, and we have never gotten along. So there's no reason for them to come into our country and try to take over. There's no reason for it whatsoever. They just need to stop with their antics here and their BS and go about their way. Head on home. It's time to go. You got 55 countries to choose from. Go there. You're mixing our freedoms, making Islam look good. And then once that happens, then it appears as if it's okay. And then once Sharia comes in, all the men, according to the Hadith, all the men are enslaved and all the women are used to have more babies, more Islamic babies. That's exactly what they do. It's been going on for 1,700 years. And there's go check it out. So I'm going to go this way as far as the declaration is concerned. My own personal declaration of I'm not a part of this, and that is to strengthen my allegiance to my king. So they're asking us to abandon our king. Well, you know which finger that gets everybody upset, right? That's the one I point towards them. It's simple as that. Not going to happen, never will. And I hope that others feel the same. Same enough to do a declaration like this, send it over to locals, and let them know. Don't try this here. You're going to go down for treason. It's simple as that. Anyone go down for treason. So thanks for listening to the 30th broadcast of the, not a broadcast, a sermon. Sorry. I know some people believe that if they broadcast it, it's some kind of witch thing, and we're not involved in that. So, our 30th sermon of Yeshua's King Ministries, and hopefully this hits your heart like it has mine. See you next time.